It was just over a year ago when Bukayo Saka scored his first senior goal against Eintracht Frankfurt. 13 months, 12 assists, 4 goals, and 3 managers later, the youngster has now established himself as one of the first names on Arteta's team sheet. He has surpassed all expectations throughout his first year at Arsenal. Since the new season began, you can even argue that Saka has been Arsenal's best player going forward. Throughout his incredible journey, Saka has shown the humility and mental strength that is needed to succeed at the highest level. Those who have worked with the youngster know he has the skill and mindset to become a future Arsenal star. So without further ado, let's take a look at Saka's rise to stardom. Saka was born in Ealing, a district in West London. He grew up in a household that was obsessed with football. As a toddler, he was often out in the garden kicking a ball around with his father and brother Yomi. "We would play for hours," Saka told the Arsenal website earlier this year. Saka's father was a Newcastle United fan due to his admiration for Alan Shearer. On weekends, his father would drive Bukayo to Hale End, while his mum took Yomi to Watford's academy. Yomi remained at Watford until the age of 14, but now attends Reading University. On a daily basis, Saka would make the long drive, which could last up to 3 hours, from his school in West London to the Hale End Academy. Saka's commitment never wavered, however. Every day, he'd wake up and make the same journey, determined to play for the club he loved. Furthermore, those who know Saka know that he was a serious student in school. At the age of 11, Saka began attending Greenford High School. His family always emphasized that Bukayo made sure to balance his football commitments with his education. He would often do his homework in the car as his parents drove him back and forth from school to football. When he eventually took his GCSEs in 2018, he achieved 3 A's and 4 A stars. Saka even considered the possibility of following an A-level program, but it was deemed impractical, seeing as he was on the verge of breaking into the Arsenal first team. And break through he did. In one of the first staff meetings former Arsenal boss Unai Emery held with Freddie Ljungberg, the Swede made one recommendation to the Spanish coach: promote Bukayo Saka. Ljungberg's promotion to the first-team assistant position very much coincided with Saka's breakthrough. Ljungberg was a significant mentor for Saka in his young career. In the early months of last season, it was common for the Swede to sit down with the Englishman before a match and talk through possible in-game tactical scenarios on an iPad. When Mikel Arteta arrived in December, he very much made it his goal to help the young Englishman realize his potential. Since then, Saka has really kicked on. Playing as either a left back or winger, Saka recorded 12 assists for Arsenal last season. Saka was Arsenal's most consistent contributor. In fact, in the entire Premier League, his numbers were only bested by Kevin De Bruyne, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Riyad Mahrez, and Mo Salah. That's not bad company, especially considering Saka was just 18 years old. Despite all of this, Saka has remained humble throughout his career. At Arsenal's training ground, Saka makes an effort to learn the names of the entire support staff, a small gesture, but one that many senior players do not even bother with. Furthermore, it is understood that he is the first to enter and the last to leave for training sessions. It was his work ethic and humility that has gotten Saka this far. The youngster is well aware of that and knows he has to continue with the same mindset. Entering the summer, it was unsure whether or not Arsenal would be able to retain the youngster. He was entering the final season of his contract, and there were lots of talk about the youngster taking his talents elsewhere. However, it is understood that Saka has never considered leaving Arsenal once. His mind was made as soon as Arteta arrived at the club. When he finally signed the deal, he made it clear how big of an impact the Spaniard had had on him. Likewise, Arteta was just as happy to secure the youngster on a long-term deal. Here's what the Spaniard said when asked about Saka's extension.
I'm delighted. He fully deserves this new deal. I think he represents every value that this football club stands for. He's coming through the academy and he's earned his respect with hard work and accountability. And you can see the progression that he's having as a player, but as well as a person. So it's a player that his teammates really like, that I admire, and he has a big hunger to become even better. So I think it's the perfect thing to do right now.
Since signing the contract, Saka has had a bright start to the season. He scored the opening goal in Arsenal's win over Sheffield and was brilliant in the game against City. Whether his future lies as a winger or at left back is yet to be seen. Arteta is yet to decide on his preferred formation. Either way, Saka will be involved. He's proved to be a versatile asset to Arteta and Arsenal. At the end of the day, he's just a boy playing for the club he loves, with a coach he truly believes in.
Yeah, well, I love playing for Arsenal, I love playing for the coach, the fans, my teammates. I really believe in the philosophy that the boss is bringing and what he's building. And I'm just really excited to see where he's going to take us in the future.
The final chapter of Saka's story so far occurred just a few weeks ago when Saka received his first England call-up. For the past few months, there was a lot of talk in regards to whether or not Saka would choose to play for either England or Nigeria. The youngster is of Nigerian descent, and despite having represented England at youth level, it was understood that he was considering playing for Nigeria. With all that being said, Saka was beyond happy when he received the call-up from Gareth Southgate. He went on to make his full England debut in their 3-0 win against Wales. Here's what the Englishman had to say about that very moment in his post-match press conference.
Putting the shirt on was a very special moment, When I put it on before the game, I was really happy, I remembered all the times I put on the shirt for the youth team, and this one was just different, It's so special for me, and to play at Wembley in front of, obviously there was not many fans, no fans actually, but in front of the manager and play with such high quality players, it's such a special moment for me.
If all goes to plan, that most definitely won't be Saka's last cap for England. The youngster has a bright future in front of him for both club and country. His story has been one of humility, hard work, and passion for the club he loves. If he continues at this rate, I have no doubts that Bukayo Saka can become a future star. Remember the name. He's not just one for the future, his time is now.